Came at 24754 is the job number. This is called Victoria Park Apartments. This is out here in Everett. We're bidding this to Compass Management. Okay, this used to be owned by Condo Management, and we put a bid out here in 2017. The job number that we used to have out here, 18271, was the last job number that we did out here. So that 18271 for striping, we're going to use that again for this bid. There will be a couple changes on that, and I'll make sure to make those notes at Workman's. But on this video, let's pay attention to a couple of those striping changes, all right? So the biggest thing out here is asphalt. You've got an entrance that's here, and then as you come to the T, you go to the left, there's another entrance over the left-hand side. There's a map in here under 18271, I think that was the number, and it shows a bunch of different repairs throughout the property that Rob Rothwell did. Well, I went and looked at a lot of those repairs, and they're still the same, but there are some added ones in here. I've been asked to give a bid option to do a grind and overlay, full depth grind and overlay of this whole property, which would be 3 inches. And I'm seriously thinking that needs to happen because there's so many different repairs that need to be done on this property that we'll definitely be encouraging that. Okay, so as I walk through the property, I'm going to go counterclockwise, and you're going to see certain things that I'm pointing out. The only thing I'm pointing out on the asphalt is additional repairs at this time, okay? I also will be pointing out where the bid option for the grind and overlay is going to expand to be more than just the drive aisle in some locations. I will also have it marked on the aerial map. I'll probably do a separate aerial map that shows the bid option for the grind and overlay and the boundaries for it, okay? So, gated community, we got to get the gate code, okay? Added asphalt right here at the entrance for the base bid. You know, we've got a 2x7 repair right there, right on that seam. In the second stall right here, you've got a 3x3 repair, okay? This area right in here, okay, we got a 10x10 right on the other side of this speed bump. Okay, as we walk through here, you'll notice on the speed bumps, they're too tall. And in my bid option for the grind and overlay, I'm going to include to remove and replace all the speed bumps that are in here. We're going to try to make them 2 inches tall and then 24 inches wide on all the speed bumps. Okay, they're just too tall, and they're scraping on them a lot. Okay, so right here at the entrance, as we come in, going all the way across the road, okay? This will be a 4x20 going across a majority of the road, catching that seam. That's an added repair. All these repairs are in here already. A note on the striping, okay? This is for the striping crew. All the stalls that are in here, the numbering, the stenciling, it's all staying pretty much the way it is. But what we need to do is if we get the job and we seal coat the property, all these open spaces from like crosshatch to crosshatch, you know, like right here, from crosshatch to crosshatch, we want to make sure that all of these stalls are evenly spaced. Okay, so we want to try to give everyone equal amount of spacing in their parking stalls. There might be a situation where down on one end it's a little bit wider than the other guys, but what we're trying to do is maximize the space that every person can have in their parking stall. Some of these guys are getting stalls that are too short or they're too narrow, and there's no reason for that. So here's another example. From that crosshatch to this post, we want to evenly space that out. Right now it kind of looks like it's that way, but we just want to make sure that we do that. Same thing right here between crosshatch and post. Evenly space the stalls. Underneath the carports, there's nothing you can do except for put it back the way it is, so don't worry about that. Right here, as you come into the entrance, that's going to be an added repair that I'm putting on there. I think there's like 15 repairs right now from the old bed, and I'm just going to count up from those numbers, and I'll probably color code it a little bit different so we can see what I've added since 2017. But right here, this is a 2x6 repair. Over here in this area, I've got a parking stall that we're going to add. Instead of doing the yellow cross hatching, we're going to add a parking stall right here, and we're going to I believe we need to label it stall number 18. But right now, I think what we'll do is we're not going to label it anything right now. Okay, we're just going to put in the parking stall. Extruded curbing. This is where our first stretches of extruded curbing needs to be replaced. This is a 6x10. Okay, 6x10. So we'll take it from this corner here, go all the way around to that joint right there. Okay, so we've got 12 feet from here to there. Okay, 12 feet. Actually, that's 14 feet. I forgot I added this piece right here. 14 feet from there to there. 14 feet. Another thing to mention as I'm walking the property is all the reserve stencils. They're small. I want to make those 8-inch reserve stencils. And not only are we going to make them 8-inch, but we're also going to make those yellow in color. All the reserve stencils will be yellow. Everything else will be white. The stall numbers, the visitor stencils, those will be white. But the reserves, we need to make them 8-inch red, or excuse me, 8-inch yellow. Fire lane curbing. Here's another note. You got to put in probably 2 days of power washing. 2 days of power washing to get in front of all these curbs, painted and not painted. There's moss on every curb. Okay, where it's painted red, we need to power wash the red painted curb. Okay, here's a broken piece of curb right here as we came into the entrance. It'll be on the aerial map, but you got 8 feet right there. 8 feet of curb to repair. Right here, this is all broken and it's because of the asphalt. Okay, so we'll try to keep this corner the way it is, and we'll try to go off of the existing. Okay, but we have another. It's like I didn't walk this off, but it's about 14 feet from there to there. About 14 feet. Okay. Actually, this is broken all the way down at the end, so we're gonna have to take it to this point right here. We can go right off of this existing curb here and then go from here. So we'll have to add another 3 feet to that. So it's 17 feet. 17 feet from there down to here. This is another reason why I want to put in the drive aisle bid option for grind and overlays, because that asphalt's a little bit raised in those two spots. Okay, another example. All the stalls from curb to building, evenly space them out. I don't care if it doesn't look evenly spaced between the wheel stops. We want to provide even amount of parking stall widths for all the parking stalls. Okay, so as close as possible, measure that out that way. And in the end, if you can provide a little bit more space for the stall that's next to the garages, please do that. All right, see these speed bumps, how they're chewed up pretty good? That's why we're putting that in on the bid option. There's a lot of different pieces of iron throughout the property. So when we go to do a grind and overlay, just make note that we've got quite a few different areas that have iron that need to be paid attention to. There's another one. Here's an added asphalt repair in 183. Okay, we've got a 4x4 patch there. You'll see that on my aerial map. Okay, a little bit of tree root damage right here, but I'm not going to put it on the base bid. Stall striping right here. On the stall striping, these 6 stalls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 visitor stalls need to be blacked out and evenly spaced. We want to provide even space because this guy down here gets a really small parking stall. So we're gonna try to give that guy a little bit more space down there. And then on these 6 parking stalls, evenly space the parking stalls and restriping it as visitor. After the 6th stall, we're gonna go at a 45-degree angle. So that means after this 6th stall right here, this 7th stall, right from that spot right there, we're gonna go at an angle to about that wheel stop right there. This little area that's right in here will crosshatch the striping in there. So that's gonna be about 30 feet of crosshatch striping. We're gonna angle these stalls all the way down until you get to the corner of the fence there, and then you can see the parking lot gets wider. All those stalls will stay the same. Right here though, this was ground off at one point. They took a grinder and they ground off all these stall lines. It used to be narrower. Well, they want to go back to that. They want to maximize the space here and get as much parking as they can. So that means we got to go back to the way it was. So that would end up being the stall line. This would end up being the stall line. We need to add about 10 gallons of black paint to black out a ton of stall striping that's in here. Black out stall striping that's all through here. Okay, I just want to make sure we got enough black paint in here. Okay, so that's all going to change. That's all going back to the compact stall size. We're not going to do those. We're going to black out those lines that we're not using anymore. Okay, blacken them out. We're not going to grind off like they did before. Here's an asphalt repair that wasn't on the old bid. This is an added price here. Okay, so we've got a 48-foot by 9-foot patch right here, starting in stall number 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and going all the way down to this stall down here. So 48 by 9. Okay, 3rd stall in. We'll stop right there. Actually, let's go one more stall than that. So we'll go 7. So 56. Let's change that 48 feet to 56 by 9. Okay, 56 by 9. Okay, now we're just gonna continue making our way over here. Like I said before, they want reserve stencils in yellow, and everything else will be in white. And those reserve stencils are 8-inch. All the crosshatch stays the same. At the garages here, you can see they've got the letter G before the numbers here. So we got to make sure we've got a 12-inch G available for stenciling that in. Right here it says no parking. They want to black this out. Black out the no parking. Black out this right here. And this is why I put 10 gallons of black in there. Then they want to do a 45-degree angled stall in this location. Might be a little less than 45 degrees. Might be more like 35. But they want to angle this right here and provide a compact stall right there. Okay, so we need to add an 8-inch compact stencil, one of them right there. You'll see on my bid option for the grind and overlay, when you get around this corner, it's not just going to be the drive aisle that we're doing. We're going to cut into some of these parking stalls too. So I'll probably end up taking about 3 of those stalls out and then getting over here into the drive aisle. Over in this area, this is added asphalt repair. Stall 126 and 125 that you'll see on the aerial map. Okay, we've got a 16 by 8 and a 16 by 8 right here. We can cut in front of the wheel stop. We don't have to go behind. Just cut in front, remove the tree root damage in both of these stalls. 16 by 8, 16 by 8. Same thing in stall 122 and 121, 16 by 8, 16 by 8. Remove and replace at 3 inches. This speed bump right here, we just need to lower this down. So this is going to be part of that bid option to lower these speed bumps. Okay. Again, up here, as we do a grind and overlay on this area, we're going to cut into a couple of these parking stalls because you've got failed asphalt in the stalls. Okay, so that grind and overlay is going to include some of these stalls, and then it's going to come out to the drive aisle. All right, We're almost to the end, full circle of the property. So right here where it says no parking in the corner here, we're gonna add one stall. So we need to black out this white line, black out that white line, and then we're gonna put a stall right here. Okay, I believe we're gonna put visitor in this stall right here. So we gotta add a visitor, and we gotta add 2 concrete wheel stops right here, just the standard size. Okay, right now they've got extruded concrete curb. So you know what? Let's keep it consistent since we're gonna bring the curb machine out here, and let's just do 2 6-foot curb wheel stops, 6 by 10. Okay, so that means you got 6 foot of curb plus 6 foot of curb. Then you got a broken curb right here, which is 4 feet of curb right there. So we got to remove and replace that. That's stall 91. You'll see that on the aerial map. Again, see how this is uneven? You got a small stall here and a big stall here. They want them evenly spaced everywhere. All these rows of stalls, they want to evenly space them out. It'll end up being the same amount of parking stalls. They just want them evenly spaced. Evenly spaced. Okay. Up here, this is the other gate. This is emergency exit gate only. They want a parking stall right here. So we're gonna add 1 parking stall right here. Again, all the way down, this is evenly spaced. It's gonna have an additional visitor stencil right there. These stalls right here, you can keep them the same right here. Actually, no, they said evenly spaced, so let's be consistent. Evenly space all these, and then down at the very end, there's gonna be a little bit of space where a motorcycle could park potentially. Okay. Let's make our way back over here. We're not doing anything in that corner. We're gonna keep it the way it is. Evenly space all the parking stalls between the cross hatches. Evenly space all of these. Okay, so don't try to spray back on the exact lines that were here. We need to evenly space these out. This right here, we're hoping that we're gonna have a little bit more space in this area so that we can, if a big truck parks in this stall, it's not gonna be in the way of this stall. So really right now it looks fine. They just gotta make sure that they pull up close enough to the wheel stop. This was on the original bid to fix this drain, this lid here, so we need to readjust this. This is actually a gas. That's for gas. Okay, evenly space these out. This is included in the old bid, so all of that information is in there. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to take you over to some concrete that needs to be done over in this area here. So this would be the best access for our concrete crew right in this area. We'll probably have to have all these stalls blocked off, but they want to create a 3-foot wide sidewalk that goes off of this exposed aggregate, and they want to go through here. And if we can, try to provide a little curb appeal to it. So go straight in, and then over here we're going to go straight in. So we got concrete that comes in here to the middle. Okay, and then it's going to meet right here. We're going to create like a Y, the letter Y with this concrete. So we want to bring a sidewalk into here, and then have sidewalk come into here, and then we want to have it go straight over to the edge of concrete here where this basketball court is. Okay, so that means we're gonna have to remove 4 inches of sod and then put back 4 inches of concrete. I'll get you a measurement here. Okay, so we have 66 feet by 3 feet. That will create a Y shape right here. Bring this sidewalk right off the edge here. Go that direction, go that direction. And we're gonna do exposed aggregate on here, okay? So I'm guessing we probably will need an eco-pan out here, okay? But there's easy access on both sides. But we wanna put a price in, a concrete price for this. And then continuing off this direction, they wanna add a little bit of concrete right here, okay? So we'll do a 3-foot section of concrete. Okay, I'm gonna change that to 3.5 feet wide. 3.5 feet wide, only because This is 3.5 feet wide here. So we're gonna provide a little piece of concrete right here. So we'll have to remove this and replace with 4 inches of concrete, exposed aggregate. So you've got a 3.5 by 4 foot piece right here that we will put in to connect this right here. Then going right off of this, we're gonna create another sidewalk that goes this direction, okay? So we're gonna create this because people cut through here during the winter and causes a huge mess. So 3.5 feet wide. So we got 3.5 feet where I just was at by 76 feet. I originally said it would be easy just to go from this point and go straight over. They were talking about not having it so close to this gas line and then coming out and going around this tree. If this is possible, let's do this and make it 76 by 3.5 feet going in between that tree and the shrub, okay? And then going up that direction. I know that we might potentially run into some roots and have to make some cuts, but we'd also have to do the same if we went right here. So 76 by 3.5 feet. They'd like to have this go at a radius if they could. Just radius right around it and then straighten it out and connect over to the sidewalk up there. Exposed aggregate, okay? Exposed aggregate. They've got, I think they've got water connections here. I'm not positive. I didn't get a chance to ask that question, so I don't know about water hookups. But I would imagine they've got some here close by. Okay. This is probably the closest area right here. As we were on that end looking at the concrete there, to do this section right here, we'd probably want to take up some of these stalls right here and make them park over in the visitor section. But we'll have to block this off so that we can have access to those areas right there. And I'm thinking a line pump would probably be ideal. Okay, a line pump. All right. Okay, so I think that's it. Hopefully you're following the aerial map because it shows all these locations. And then make sure you refer back to the old job from 2017 so that you can see all the old information as reference. I'll have the aerial map that shows the stuff from 2017 plus all my additional asphalt repairs, okay? There's multiple maps in Google Drive that show all these different changes, okay? Any questions? Let me know.